Stage lights cold as a winter rain. One breath, one prayer, then the world went strange. Crowd froze up when the thunder cracked. Truth on a mic and a life attacked. He talked about hope in a storming land, Bible in the heart and a promise in his hands. But a shadow reached from a coward's perch, cut down a son in the middle of church. And I swear if the tables turned the other way, y'all know there'd be fires in the streets today. But here we stand with candles and a folded flag, begging God for mercy on the road we drag. How dare they steal the breath from a faithful man? How dare they stain the grass where his boots once stand? They call us evil, point at our cross, then pull that trigger and reckon no cost. If it were theirs, there'd be sirens and flames, but we're praying for truth while we whisper his name. Charlie, we ain't letting go of your hand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, good evening, Erie County. What a wild day it was today. I literally was outside working on the Hummer, getting it ready for winter. Sunny, nice out. And then now it's like Crazyville. Be careful out there. I mean, the scanner is going off all over the place, trees down. We have power outages all over the place. So be very, very careful if you have to go out and about this evening. Yeah, there's trees down, wires down, all kinds of crazy stuff. Mayor Longo, Congratulations on your victory, sir. I knew they couldn't keep a good Marine down. I had no doubts in my mind, sir, on your election. I really didn't. Let me see here. Let me get rid of this. Yeah, a lot of things to talk about. We're gonna keep it kind of light. Everyone's a little kind of beat up from yesterday. You know, there we go. Look at that. Brenda put this together just for you, Mayor. We stole your stuff. We acquired your Facebook photograph. But yeah, Mayor, congratulations. I know that was a tough battle. You had a lot of personal issues with that race. I know you're going to come out on top on all that stuff because haters are going to hate, and hate never wins. You know, it likes to cheat, and sometimes it has the appearance of winning. But basically, we're going to win this. I'm not worried about this. It's just a little bump in the road, and off we go. Thank you. I know here's my prayers, thoughts. I know Aaron had a great Warriors. Yeah, thank you. We appreciate that. Yeah, Bill, here this evening. Yes, it did. A storm swept through Erie last night evening. You know, Bill, I got to agree with you on that one. I mean, I wasn't overly shocked on some of the races. Some of them I was like really shocked about. And again, we'll have to get Nate to give us the actual turnout numbers, how many actually Republicans turned out, how many Democrats turned out, because that's what it all came down to. The mail-in ballots. You know, we've been fighting with these since the day our legislators put those into play, that they would be an ongoing battle. And you know, we can't seem to shake that issue of the mail-in ballots. Okay, you know what? They're a good tool, but the problem is you have to be able to open up your toolbox and get those tools out and utilize them. And if you choose not to use that tool, then you have to get your booty up and you have to go vote. I get that. Yes, Emily Mursky, she was one of my picks that I said she was going to win. Supported her, went to a couple of events, had her sign in my front yard. I had no doubt in my mind. You should have seen when I walked into her headquarters to pick up some yard signs, and there was the Democrat chairman himself, Sam Tallarico. I think he was ready to have like we'll get there, Kimmy. We'll get there. I was actually at a Democrat headquarters. Well, I mean, judges cross file. They're allowed to do both sides of the street, and that's how it works, and that's how judges are. You know, it was a little bit of a tit for tat between those two, and that's fine. I don't think it was too harsh, but you know, I think there were some low blows on someone else's side. Nicole, yes, of course. Well, you know, Nicole, thanks for coming in. We appreciate seeing you come on our show. I got Dave right out of the gate. Welcome aboard, sir. You are live.
Mr. Shank, how are we doing this evening?
Sitting here in one of my favorite sweatshirts and my favorite sweatpants and just riding this storm out. And yourself, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing about the same. As usual, I don't think I had one winner yesterday.
I did okay. I did better in the primary, but I did okay with my picks. You know, I knew the city was going to be a tough battle. I knew that. I had no doubt in my mind. We look at how Republicans don't get out and vote, and we look how the Democrats use their mail-in ballots. And bada bing, bada boom. You know, and I was proud of Kim on the 4. She came out number 1 on the Republican side. So she
right. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, this town is done as far as I'm concerned.
I've had, you know, conversations I've had with people today are like, that's it, we're done, we're selling the place. And look what Mayor Schember does today, the day after. Isn't that some shitty politics?
The day after the election is raising your taxes and your fees.
I know. Garbage, sewer. Man, you people in Erie just don't get it. You guys, they played you like a fiddle, a violin, a Stradivarius, that they waited till after the election. Oh, hey, by the way, we're giving you a tax increase. And people are like, well, Dario will fix it. No, it has to be done by the end of the year. Dari has no real official say, but yeah, I mean, I'm assuming she'll have some input.
Yeah, she was at the city council meeting today,
Well, of course.
and there was a guy up there. He was speaking, and he was criticizing the council about it's pretty much about that cello stuff. But he was also he was sort of like criticizing them in general.
Right.
And he was, he turned around and says, "Oh, there you, real big fat guy." He turns around and says, "Oh, Daria, I'm glad you won." And he looks over at Jasmine, says the same thing to her. Here, just 2 seconds earlier, he's criticizing council about how they don't stand behind the people, they don't do this, they don't do that, and then he turns around and just congratulates the same people he just got done criticizing. Probably voted for him too.
Oh yeah, well they're bootlicks. They don't want to look bad because they know everything is recorded, everything is being watched live. That way, then when they get on the playback and Dave picks it apart for one of his famous videos, he doesn't look like a total butthead.
But yeah, is there a place? I got into it a little bit with Mr. Bizarro on his Facebook page.
Oh.
Today, is there a place? Well, I actually wasn't him. Well, I did get in with him, but there was another person at my comment. He had a picture of the Polish Falcons Club.
Okay.
Down on 3rd Street.
Okay.
And he had all the boys were there. Sammy Tallarico, Daria Devlin, every Democrat you can think of. So I made the comment, here we go again, another election. I used to belong to that club.
Oh, really?
Matter of fact, I'm a national member to the Falcons, but I do not go to that club anymore. I do not pay my dues there.
Right.
But it says, here we go again, another election cycle, another bunch of Democrats hanging out at this club. It's the same thing every election at noon. You go there at noon, you don't want to eat because you'll start throwing up. Because it's nothing but Democrats. And guess who also got dragged? Who came into town for the big lunch yesterday at the Falcons? His picture was on there too.
I don't watch anything Ryan Bizarro does, so I have no clue.
It was there was a big group picture they took of all the Democrats.
Of course.
Was Ian Murray.
No.
He's not even living in the area anymore.
No,
I think he's down in. I don't even think he's in this state anymore. To tell you the truth.
Yeah, well, he was a mover and a shaker, and he's like, I'm out of here. This place sucks.
But but he was the Sam Tallarico back in the day.
Well, of course. Yeah, but he was reasonable. But at least he was reasonable. He was reasonable. He wasn't, wasn't on social media just being a 12-year-old. No matter what you say, he argues it. He was, he goes on to Brett Davis's page and hackles him all the time. And I'm like, whatever, dude. That's your teacher pension paying for his Facebook time.
Anyways, let me, if I could find it here, I'll read you some of the back and forth that I had with Mr.
Oh, Jesus.
Let me see if I could find. Now, why the heck can't I? If I'm on his Facebook page. Oh, wait a minute. Let me do this. Okay.
He likes to take stuff down. He'll put it up, and then he'll.
Oh, is that what he does?
He'll take it right down. Or a lot of time he likes to. I'm not saying he likes to drink, but he does like to drink, and he'll put stuff up after he's been drinking, and then when he sobers up, he's like, "Oh shit," or someone else, "Oh shit, take that down,"
Let me do this then. Let me do this way.
If you ever see anything,
there it is, Ryan Bizarro. There it is.
Yeah, anything Ryan Bizarro ever does, and you see it, you have to screenshot it because he will delete it on you, just like his list of the most 24 racist people in Erie County because we don't like rap music and soccer.
Here's some of the back and forth regarding that post.
Yeah.
That picture of all the Dems I put on there. All Democrats at the Falcons Club, probably around noon. Same crap with that club every election cycle. Nothing but Democrats. And
Yeah.
then Mr. Bizarro responds to me, people spending money, go out and do the same. So I respond back to Ryan, tell that to your constituents who, as Democrats, want everything for free.
I'm shocked.
So then he responds back to me, the voters spoke. Looks like they overwhelmingly don't like what your team has been offering. Take a look in the mirror if you want to talk about wanting things for free. I don't understand that one. My constituents want a return on their investment, the taxes they pay. And they're not getting it with the policies of this current administration and the inept GOP majority in the U.S. House and Senate. So then I replied to him, you weren't a boxer. Maybe you were. I think you took too many blows to the head. And he responds back to me, I was not. I just pay attention to my voters, and I'm smart enough to see that people are being priced out of a living dignified life. So I responded back to him, I see you even brought in one of the old-time Democrat heavy hitters from out of town, Ian Murray. Where'd he spend the night after the election? At the Thunderbird Motel? Now you know the story behind that one, don't you?
Oh, yeah, those are legendary.
So that's about the end of the that was the end of the back and forth between there's the picture. It's up there.
Oh, okay.
Rock is there, the big Rock. Jimmy Wirtz.
Of course.
There's Ian. And your buddy out in Harbor Creek, he's there with a cup in his hand, raising a cup. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Oh, Drexel the Pretzel.
No, the other one.
Oh, which other one?
Yeah, he's on Harbor Creek. What the heck's his name? I think he's some kind. He ran for some Harbor Creek position one time.
Democrat?
Yeah,
Kyle
pretty
Fowler?
sure he was.
Well, the only one I
He
think
said something about his brother once. I was talking to you one time. He said something about his brother or something.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, I mean, there's Kyle Faust. He goes to all the Democrat
There you go. That's the one.
Oh, yeah, Kyle Faust. Yeah, he was kind of, well, his dad was a councilman out here.
Okay, yeah. He's there.
Oh, of course.
He's there in the picture, and there's Bizarro. There's the newly elected county executive. There's the Judge Mursky. There's her lovely husband.
Of course.
He's there. There's the Sheriff Campanelli's there.
Of course.
There's beautiful Broadbeam Devlin.
Of course.
And then I don't recognize some of these other people, but they're all Democrats and they're all at the Falcons Club.
Well, it's an eerie place to be, you know. It's got cheap beer.
Yeah, but anyways, that's about all I got right now.
All right.
So
cool.
Keeping it light today.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it light. We got a couple videos, and then we got some funnies, and then we'll roll out. You know, because I know people are tired and they were beat up from yesterday, so we're not here to beat up too many people.
No.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good one.
See ya.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, Dave, boots on the ground reporter from the Lower East Side. You know, of course. Yeah, I he posted some stuff up, but it wasn't any trespassers. You know, it was just the normal shenanigans going on in his neighborhood. But yeah, I mean, it is, you know, Bizarro's like, well, people are tired. Listen, Joe Biden and was in charge for the last 4 years. We've been barely in charge there for 9 months, and they Trump's fault. And you know, just like this lockdown thing, you know, this has been a well played game where they, you know, the No Kings rally. Okay, we don't have kings, but they wanted to be just a reason to go protest and make Trump and Republicans responsible. Hi, Kim, you're live.
Well, hello, Brian. I want to start off by thanking you, Brenda, Gwen, Matt, all the Patriots, Greg Hayes, and everybody who helped me with my campaign.
Oh, you're more than welcome. I mean, you worked hard. You know, you put the time into it. You were the top voted Republican in Erie County. If they would have used some different tactics and focused on one race instead of 4, 5, 6 at one time, I think we would have had a different outcome, because you're diluting your assets too far when you had to focus one and use all your assets to come forward and make that piercing move. And they chose not to do that. So then you're just muddying the puddle up with diluting the puddle up.
Right, right. That's something Gwen and Matt asked me about. And I agree with you guys. But you know what? It's okay. The state, our county and everybody, we took a big loss. I talked to Melanie Brewer about it. There's some things that were brought up about maybe a PAC paying voters to come out and stuff. But you know what? It's okay, guys. You know what? We took a hard hit, but we will come back, and we will come back stronger and better. I will be hosting an event at the first of the year, and we are going to get organized. We're going to work as one big, beautiful team. We'll utilize everybody's special talents. We'll get organized. We will make sure every single Republican has that emergency mail-in ballot. We talked with the guys from Pressler's group, and we talked to Turning Point people. They got our backs. And this is a prime example. We cannot let Stacey Garrity lose the governor's race. That's where our key is. That's where we're going to get rid of these mail-in ballots. And I want to give a special thank out to Lou Aliotta and Greg Hayes. And, it seemed kind of funny, Brian, and I talked to you about this yesterday. They were the only two people down there watching them open up the ballots. Tom Eddy was not down there. Cliff was not down there. And even the people getting paid, the city council people, Rock Copeland, Drexel Pretzel, they were not down there. Tallarico was not down there. So it seemed very funny to me. You didn't see one person running for city council except for myself have any yard signs out at the polling locations. They knew they already had this one.
Well, yeah. I mean, they knew the math. I mean, they knew the math of how many mail-in ballots were sent out by the D's and how many were sent out by the R's. They're like, all we have to do is have the majority of the D ballots come in, and they win, because they know for a fact that the Republicans won't do the mail-in ballots and they won't get out and vote. So, I mean,
Right.
they've got people like Harrison Dunn that crunch numbers. They knew the numbers going into it. Like they were talking on the Joe Natale show. The city mayor was elected by less than 1,000 people. 1,000 people.
Yeah.
They
But
know the
even
numbers.
Brenton's race, though, we thought that would be a tight one. We looked at the numbers, and even in the past, and this because you were in charge, you always made sure those voting machines got checked before every election. We ran ballots through them every which way, and that was not done this time.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to that. They usually do that. I mean, I think it's required. But then, let's look at the company that just bought the company. So that'll be interesting. But until we shake the Republican Party loose and say you got to get out and vote, if not, you're just going to keep racking up all these losses. And we had some good wins, though. It's not like everybody's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, doom and gloom. No, actually, we did okay. Once you got away from the city, we did okay. And
Yeah.
that's that's like people were like, I had a couple people text me, I'm selling my house and moving out. Okay, bye, because I did that a long time ago because I knew
Right.
how bad it is in there.
Right. And I can always say, hashtag I told you guys. We knew the minute that they put in that $8 million tax increase per county. What did I say? Andre Horton, Jasmine, those guys, they're going to increase the city taxes. They're going to increase those
Oh, yeah.
fees on garbage, trash, and sewer. And the very next day it came out, and now we have an all Democratic city council that's anti-police.
Yeah, well, we get that. Andre Horton has been on the record. Everything we ever did to help the sheriff's department have a little more bite. No, we wanted to hire the state constables to watch the polling sites. No, that's against the law because you can't have police officers. Hey, Andre, just a friendly reminder: constables work for the courts. They don't work for the city.
Right.
He of course, we don't want that's voter intimidation. No, it's called being secure because that's our job to do. So
Right, right, right. But like I said, guys, we are going to come back. We're going to come back strong. We're going to cover the whole county next time. We're going to have team leaders that are going to be assigned to every single district. We're going to follow up on those mail-in ballots. We're going to do everything that we can. So if you're interested in doing that, everybody has a special talent, whether it's staying at home and making phone calls, whether it's filling out postcards, whether you're good at organizing fundraisers. Everyone has a special talent, and we are going to do this, and we're going to have fun doing it. We're going to work together as one big family, and I truly believe if we all work together, we can win some big, fabulous elections in the next midterms. So talk to your friends, even if they're not in the city, if they're in the county, wherever they are. We're going to get together, and we will win the next few races. I truly believe that. And once again, everyone who supported me, thank you so much. And don't give up. I truly believe that good always triumphs over evil, and we will come back, and we'll come back stronger. And with that, thank you, Brian and Brenda. I love you both. And stay tuned, guys, because we will have some good news coming right around the corner.
All right,
Bye-bye.
thanks, Kim. All right, and to everybody, even though you didn't win, I still salute you. You have my respect. It takes a lot of intestinal fortitude to step up to the plate and take that petition out, get those signatures, and put your life under a microscope. And it doesn't matter anyway. They just make stuff up anyway. So hey, truth's irrelevant. They can do what they want to do, but God forbid if you fart sideways, they're all over that. But yeah. So I mean, hi Teresa, man, look at all the gang coming in tonight. When you have a nice crappy day out, it's nice to see all the folks come in. And so yeah, let's just we're gonna jump into videos. I don't have any gas, but we wanted to keep it light and easy, and talk about some important stuff. Brenda and I Brenda found a lot of funny videos tonight. Trying to lighten it up a little bit and get everybody kind of feel a little bit better. I mean, we had some good solid races. They were close. Some were not so close, and that is the way a republic works when you use a democracy. Not like we want socialism and communism. But yeah, Laura. No, Laura, you're absolutely right, and that is the common denominator for all these races with the local races. Other than everybody came out and voted for the president, and they come out, they'll vote for the governor. But these down races where your city council, your county council, your school boards, the people that can have 3-4 votes and raise your taxes without any hassle, school boards, but people are like, there's seats available. People don't even fill them because it's a thankless job. You got to do all that shenanigans and not get paid for it, and then just get people yelling at you all the time. So yeah. So Brenda, let's go ahead and let's start with Mr. Curtis.
And let me warn our new leader: if you try to implement socialism, if you try to render our police weak and impotent, if you forsake the people's public safety, we're not only organizing, but we are mobilizing, and we will become the mayor-elect and his supporters' worst enemies.
For the first time in American history, an avowed, openly proclaimed socialist has been elected as the mayor of America's largest city. Zoran Mondani is without a doubt the biggest win for socialism in the history of the country, and it is the biggest loss for the American people. He is truly a committed Marxist. And the results of that race tell you everything you need to know about where the Democrats and their party are headed. From the backbench to their leadership, Democrats have fallen in line behind the socialist candidates. Hakeem Jeffries, as you know, is the highest-ranking Democrat in the House. He gave his full blessing to Mondani and his socialist agenda. Chuck Schumer, the highest-ranking Democrat in the Senate and the highest-ranking Jewish leader in America, flirted with endorsing Mondani.
If you want to see what congressional Democrats wish to do to America, just look at the result of yesterday's election in New York, where their party installed a communist as the mayor of the largest city in the nation. Remember, I've said we will never have a socialist elected to any post in our country. I used to say that, and I was right. We skipped socialist and we put in a communist instead. That didn't work out too well.
That somebody hacked into the display board and Trump's still your president. Now, as dirty politicians as these people really are, I wouldn't put it past them that they did it themselves. And look, Trump's always trying. You know what? I don't trust anything out of their mouths. And there are so I know I know some of you folks aren't on TikTok, and I get that, but there are some amazing, absolute funny videos of people leaving New York with U-Hauls. I mean, they're absolutely we can't play the ball because they're just so many. There are hours and hours of them. So yeah, Angela, thank great job for Rand ran office. I'm sorry I couldn't deliver a win for you all. But no, it's not you, it's not me, it's not Laura, it's not Dave, it's not Mark. We do what we do. We get out, we vote, we pound the pavement. We go to fundraisers, we go to meet and greets, we chat with people, we come on the show, we talk about stuff, and then it's just we can't control the masses. I'd like to know if someone could do a quick Google search on locally on what the turnout rate was. I'm not going to say it's going to break 35%. I don't know. I mean, I was at one of the areas standing out, holding stuff out, and the one poll worker told me that they were at 34% turnout rate, and that was a poll location that is pretty heavy. It's right there on Buffalo, right next to Value Home Center, that the Baptist Church. That's a heavy deal, and they're only at a 34% turnout rate, and that was probably around 6 o'clock. It picked up just a little bit between 6 and 7, but not. I don't know. TikTok absolutely is frustrating. Frustrating. I think what it is, TikTok doesn't like Restream, so it tells us that you're banned. So I get banned from TikTok at least once a week. Whenever I go online and do a show on TikTok, the next day I'm banned from Restream on TikTok. I can go on TikTok and do a live on my phone, but I can't come through Restream. This is through a company called Restream, where we take one signal and we shotgun it out through all the different platforms. It saves a lot of work and a lot of money. So, yeah, Mr. Graves, congratulations on your victory out there in West County. We appreciate that. Let's see, in 2021, remember, it was like 39%. Bill Reiner saying that we're at 44%. Fake news reported 44%. That's not bad. I mean, that's better. But again, you factor out the mail-in ballots, that would drop down to huge. And then we have, it's a numbers game. We totally get it, But yeah, see, 2021, I remember it was like 39%. No, I mean, and I get it. And that's why we need to do a better job. And we're getting better. We're getting more organized, but we are slow on the uptick. Slow. Let's see here. Which one was let's see. Nope, the wrong one. It's hard to read it with it like that. Well, of course I picked the last one. Look at this. Mr. Graves, we're making you famous tonight. I would like to thank all the residents of Lake City who supported me to remain your mayor. I will continue to fight for your rights and protect our beloved borough. I am very humbled to serve everyone. So this is we actually have the mayor. We have two mayors come in the room tonight. How popular are we tonight? We got two hotshot mayors in there, but did a good job. That was a squeaker, boy. I tell you, I was a little nervous on your race. We were watching it live, and I'm like, oof. Of course, they get the dump of the mail-in ballots, and then the folks that actually get out and vote. But yeah, that was pretty tight. That was a tight race. That's what we like to see them that way. Then it's like it's not a total whooping. Steve Oler, of course, he had some write-in votes, but Steve did really good out here at Harbor Creek. you know, and of course, the one we were really watching tight, boy, I tell you, was Charlie Bale out in his district. He did a really good job. Of course, right out the gate, they do the mail-in ballot dump. He was getting his backside kind of kicked a little bit, and then the people in his district got out and voted, and actually he pulled out a good victory. And so did Jim Wynorski. I'm really happy that he got in because that we talked about that Kevin Pastuca baloney being a Republican, and he's not. You know, people aren't that stupid. Kevin, give us a break. You know, and of course, he's been on social media. Throwing my name around. I don't give a shit. Man, potty mouth. Woo! Oh boy, am I gonna get a call from the big boss lady on that one. That's like whatever. You want to talk smack on social media, whatever, dude. I got a radio show. I got a podcast. I will beat you up all over the world. You can just beat me up in here. I don't care. Anyway, so let's go with Trump on results. This one hit home.
I don't think it was good for Republicans. I don't think it was good. I'm not sure it was good for anybody.
We just saw President Trump on camera for the first time since Democrats had major victories in Tuesday night's elections, and he was clearly frustrated this morning as he was in a room filled with Senate Republicans as the president said it's time for his party to have a talk.
It's time to have a really good talk. But I thought we'd have a discussion after the press leaves about what last night represented and what we should do about it, and also about the shutdown, how that relates to last night.
And he railed against his party for not yet eliminating the filibuster to bring the government shutdown to an end. As the Senate Majority Leader John Thune was seated just a few feet away from the president, he stood at a lectern inside the state dining room here at the White House and called on his party to eliminate the filibuster today.
It's time for Republicans to do what they have to do, and that's terminate the filibuster. It's the only way you can do it. And if you don't terminate the filibuster, you'll be in bad shape.
That is something that John Thune has said he does not believe there are the votes for in the Senate, and that many of those Republican senators who were in that room say they do not feel is the right next step here. However, the president said that he believes if Republicans don't eliminate the filibuster, then Senate Democrats will take the opportunity to do so the next time they're in the majority. The president called on his party to pass several different kinds of legislation, including when it comes to requiring voter ID in elections, and railed against Democrats, likening them to kamikazes and saying that he does not believe just because Tuesday's elections are over that they are going to be willing to end this government shutdown. Mr. President, you seem very frustrated by last night's election. He didn't take shouted questions at the end as he was about to sit in there and have that talk he said Republicans needed to have.
Well, yeah, I mean, you figure we'll talk about this a little bit. You know, your attorney general, the top law enforcement entity of your state, is promoting shooting people, unaliving them and their kids, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's cool, you know, great." What? What? That's how twisted this stuff has really become, and that's why we keep telling we got to get out and vote. People just don't take us seriously, and that's fine. But then I don't want to hear about it. You know, well, why did we lose? Did you vote? No, I had a nail appointment. I don't want to hear it. I really don't. Is it you? Why did you do a mail ballot? I don't believe in mail-in ballots. Well, obviously you don't believe in going out and vote. Now, this video is absolutely hilarious. Now, I have to put a disclaimer out. It is AI. It is not real any way, shape, or form. I don't want anybody to say, look at Shank's putting fake stuff on the internet. Pass it. No, this is 100% AI, but I'm telling you, it cuts and it's funny. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson. Part of running a Democrat monopoly is lying. That means scaring you with the Republican boogeyman, even though we haven't elected any in over a century. So even though all the crime and poverty is us, we'll still scare the shit out of you. They're coming for your breadcrumbs. What, you gonna run or elect someone else? We're all you got. We're the lesser of two evils, remember? And that's why you fools will pay more to have less. Highest water taxes when you live on a lake? And it's why you'll accept the murders and carjackings or having to ask a clerk to unlock the toothpaste. So it really doesn't matter if you re-elect me or not, because chances are you'll keep picking worse.
Remember me?
Or how about me?
And don't forget me.
So go ahead, keep voting blue. Think it can't get any worse? Oh, it will.
Hello, New York.
I know it's AI, but man, I tell you what, it is the truth. You're gonna pay more for less, and Brenda found that on online, and it's just absolutely hilarious. Of course, we've been really paying attention to Kennedy because some of his political stuff is absolutely hilarious. So this is okay. Here's the election result update, voter registration statistics. You guys can read right through it. Look at that. That's the Democrats at 76,680, and then Republicans at 71,000. Mail-in ballots received. Ballots received by party: Democrat 14,000, Republican 4,000. Post results. So there you go. I mean, there it is in black and white. They're 44%. That's not bad, and that looks like it's right off their Facebook.
That's from the county page.
Okay.
But I can't find where they differentiate between the percentage of the Democrats and the percentage of the Republicans.
Yeah. I get it, but no, that was fine. So we're at 44%. I'm impressed, but the problem is that 44% was heavy D's also. So they rallied because of course they've had the whole, I hate Trump. Trump is this, Trump's fault's that, this federal shutdown. Even though they've 12, 13 times have voted to open it up, the Democrats voted no to open it up. They still spin it around and blame it on Trump, which is not true. And the Republicans, the No King rallies. We don't have kings, and we have an AI video on deck. It talks about that too. So go ahead with Kennedy funnies, please.
People need to pop a zone off. He's put the funk into dysfunction. Nervous as a pregnant nun. She thinks you can land on the sun if you go at night. That's like being called ugly by a frog. That's why I say we're into the foothills of weirdness here. It's like the game room in a mental hospital. Vote against it or fill out a hurt feelings report. You scratch the surface and you just get more surface. I've watched President Biden push a door that's clearly marked pull. You need to stop dipping into your ketamine stash. These people are deeply weird. We're all going to be living in a refrigerator box behind Outback. Ever interfere with your opponent when he's kicking his own ass? Somebody at the White House has been smoking the devil's lettuce. You should hide your head in a bag. How did some of you people make it through the birth canal? Senators are like cats. They do what they want. Someday pigs may fly, but I doubt it.
I don't know how you got out the birth canal. Oh, he's got. I swear, all the ones I've heard, the one I truly think is one of the funniest is, of course, their AOC based about landing on the sun at night. And then, of course, the directions on a shampoo bottle. I mean, those are absolute. I hope his staff is writing this stuff down because they're absolutely funny. So, Britta, go ahead and play the next video.
We can now make a call. The Fox News decision desk can now project that Democrat Jay Jones will become Virginia's next Attorney General, defeating the Republican incumbent, Jason Miyares. Now, in October, you may recall, Jones apologized for text messages that he had sent where he imagined putting 2 bullets to the head of the Speaker of the House of Commons and then wishing the death of that lawmaker's children and urinating on the grave. And it was even worse than that in this sense. There was no Democrat in Virginia, really, Brett and Martha, to bring you back. Martha, we'll go to you first, that was willing to condemn these remarks and distance themselves and suggest that he get out of that race. I found, an assassination culture that we're living in, how does somebody get away with that?
It's very scary. The bar has obviously been lowered to a point that we never would have anticipated. I mean, think about the fact that Joe Biden once dropped out of a presidential race because there was an accusation that he had plagiarized a section of a speech.
The new governor-elect would not even denounce his comments about unaliving people and urinating on their graves, and the kids too. So I mean, this is just the rhetoric from the left. There's a local guy. I just put it up on my Facebook page on stories, talking about making a statue of our hero of Charlie Kirk with a big hole on the side of his neck with water spurting out of it. I mean, this is what's coming, boys and girls and children of all ages, and that's why we bang our head on the wall to try to get you folks to get up and do stuff. And you guys are solid. I mean, people get mad at me like, you're always picking up. No, I'm not picking on you. I say thank you for the folks that are doing what they're supposed to. I'm banging on the ones that I won't mention their names. I bumped into them the other day. I said, hey, did you guys vote? No. I said, did you get a mail-in ballot? No. I said, are you going to vote on election day? No, because we have an appointment. Okay. Why didn't you get a mail-in ballot and then vote early? We don't believe in them. So they would rather not vote because of an appointment than do a mail-in ballot. And you can apply for mail-in ballot, sit on it, and if you don't need it, you can still vote in person. And for some reason, we're not making that connection there. We've tried. I'm knocking doors next year. Brandon, thank you. We need a ton of people, because there's only a handful of people that actually get out and do stuff. And we can't do it all. We can't. It's impossible. We got super motivated, and we got super do nothings, and we got to find somewhere in the middle where we can absolutely try to come to some type of balance here. Let's see here. This is a video from Maria Batista. I know we've had her. She's a great friend. Comes to the show all the time. Absolutely a wonderful human being. Would have been a great judge. And this is just her thank you video that she posted. And I wanted to play it because I know you people in this room have pretty much met her and had a hug from her or had a good handshake from her son. And it's just it's heart-wrenching, but she's just a great human being. Yeah, well, in New York, they're already tearing down American flags. I know that. I say not physically, but spiritually, let it burn to the ground. Let everybody leave, and then you're going to tax the people over $1 million that make over $1 million. They're not going to be there. I hope Wall Street just decides to go somewhere else, and then New York will have a big for sale sign it. And just like there, I saw a lot of funnies online about the movie. Remember the movie from the 80s, Escape from New York? Wink, wink. So let's play that video, Brenda, please.
My name is Maria Batista, and I was a candidate for the Superior Court this year. While we fell short yesterday in the general election, I feel incredibly blessed to have this opportunity to meet so many people across this beautiful Commonwealth in all 67 counties. Thank you to my volunteers who worked so hard on my behalf. Thank you to all of those that I met across this Commonwealth. And thank you to the voters for believing in my candidacy. I do believe it was a wonderful opportunity, and I feel blessed to have this chance to be with all of you this year. And I also want to recognize my son Joey here, who was my campaign manager. He worked day in and day out to help me in this race for Judge of the Superior Court. And to all those out there, the volunteers and the voters, for those that met my son, please, if you have a few moments, please reach out and thank him for all the hard work that he did to help me get across the finish line. And again, while we fell short, we feel blessed to have this opportunity to be and meet with all of you this entire year. Joey, do you have a few remarks?
Yes. I just want to reiterate the message that my mom had said there of thank you. Thank you to all of our volunteers. Thank you to the voters there in each and every county across this great Commonwealth, all 67 counties. Thank you all very much.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, what a nice lady. Her son, a great guy. Met him several times, with doing what he does, helping his mom out. And, I got to play Vanna White holding her signs several times at different events because she's such a little person trying to hold all these signs. It doesn't work. I mean, that's very disappointing. But again, that comes down to we didn't get out votes. So I say we, not just people in this room, we failed her because we as a team didn't do what we should have done. I mean, we did better, but we didn't do better enough. Boy, that was bad English. Woo! Now this next one is from Bretton Davis. This was from a Facebook post. I think Brenda put some music to it. So go ahead and play that.
Being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend.
Little, yeah. So that's, you didn't have to take it off the screen. I was just holding it so people could catch up.
Thank you for being a friend.
Have done everything they could do to make his life miserable. He gave him a balanced budget, and then within 30 days handed him a back of an $8 million tax increase. Makes no sense to me. But hey, what do I know? So what do we got? It says funnies. So go ahead and play the funnies, and that'll be our last video. Then we'll bring it.
It is. It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton. They've seen President Biden. They've lived through his presidency. They've also seen former President Trump. They've lived through his presidency. They've heard these arguments about democracy, about the fate of the election. And yet Trump is not only winning, but winning increasingly by a larger margin. So what is the plan among Democrats to change that trajectory? It sounds like you're talking about saying and doing all the same things, but do you believe that something needs to change?
I think we need to keep working.
Boy, them people went from no kings to where's my food stamps real quick, so I guess Trump is your king then.
Hey there, champ. What are you dressed as tonight?
I'm a Democrat.
That's a good one. Have fun, buddy.
Hey, these are the new free buses Zoran promised.
Living easy, living free. Season ticket on right. Like the 4th of July. Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list.
Gavin Newsom, he's the governor of California.
Newsom.
He signed Newsom, I call him. I don't know, they've been wrong about everything. So have you, by the way. But you're wrong.
People.
You've been wrong all your life on this stuff.
Bona fide first class. You're a dumbass. You're a dumbass. And you.
Keep moving, folks. Stay behind the line, please. Send us a postcard.
Welcome to the Sunshine State, Lady Liberty.
Oh, there's so many Statue of Liberty funnies out there. I mean, it was just really hard to get a good one that's short. And like I said, we didn't want to do a really long show. We wanted to keep it light, keep it funny. I know I took a nap. I mean, I put a new winch on the front of my Hummer today, and I took a nap because I was tired from last night. So other than that, I don't think, yeah, that's it. We don't have any more videos, right?
Negative.
Negative, Ghost Rider. So yeah, I want to personally thank you all for coming out. Everybody that went out and voted yesterday, thank you. We appreciate that. And I get in trouble. Some of the Republicans have yelled at me like, "You're mean to us. You're just always saying you're not them." No, folks, I can't be nice to you because it doesn't work. So I'm going to be a little harsh with you to get your attention because this isn't working. You know, the loose definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome. And there's different versions of it, but it's all the same. Is that we can't keep doing the same thing over and over again. We're in a lot of trouble here in the county. The Democrat-controlled county council will now have a Democrat, ultra-liberal county executive. You remember this show. Whatever tax increase they want, they will basically get. You watch the surplus fund balance go from 60 million, I'd say at least cut in half by the end of the new county executive's first term. You watch. That's why we have to make sure that these county council seats are very, 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 very important. We've tried to tell you folks this, and it just doesn't seem to click. We can't control the city. We can't, but we can control the county a little bit better. They just do what they want. They're above the law. They don't listen to. We were looking at finance reports tonight. You want to see something absolutely disgusting? Go on Jasmine Flores's campaign fundraiser paperwork. Money just disappears. It's over here. It's over here, but then it's not over here. So in here, it disappeared. No accountability. No accountability for money that was donated. I'm not skewing my facts like she likes to say. It's on her finance report. $3,000 just poof, disappeared out of her account. It's not on her report. I can't say account, but it's not on her report. She got it in. It didn't go anywhere, but then she has an ending balance of like $56. So where did the money go? And again, those are governed by the state. But again, nobody calls them out on this stuff. Nobody turns them in. We have to get Mr. Sunday involved in this stuff to hold these elected officials accountable on their finance reports. In-kind donations. Give me a break. That is just that's just a give me. We can do whatever you want. It's an in-kind donation. Whatever, guys. Other than that, if you got out and voted yesterday, thank you. We had a great day to get out and vote. No excuse. 44% turnout rate for Erie County. Not bad. Much better, but still unacceptable. It should be the privilege of this country while we still have it, because New York has fallen. And, we'll see what other cities start to fall, because we're sleeping at the helm. We're not, but the Democrats are. So we're going to bring this thing in. Again, special thank you to Brenda for everything she's done. All the candidates that ran, I salute you. If you won, enjoy your victory lap. If you lost, lick your wounds, put a Band-Aid on it, and, pick yourself up and dust yourself off, and we will get it again. Next year, it will be helping Stacey Garrity. There's a lot of other races that are going to be up that need to be addressed, and we will help them with that. So, on that further ado, I salute you. Brenda, outro by the local band, the band 814. I always want to flip that. The band 814 kindly did this song, recorded it locally, and gave us permission to use it on our show in honor of Charlie Kirk.
Fight has never been clear. Take a good look in the mirror, and tell me what you see. They throw their stones to silence people, build up their walls to celebrate evil. Destructions are what they seek, and they got their man Charlie. But like an avalanche rolling downhill, like a fighter imposing his will, an army is born. Like the force of a tsunami, this is war. One bullet, one shot, but don't be mistaken. They took out a life, but united a nation, and we are not afraid. We rise up against those demonic forces who kill and destroy, but for God who our Lord is, standing strong and brave. The sleeping giant waves like an avalanche rolling downhill, like a fighter imposing his will. An army is born, like the force of a tsunami wave, rising up, going boldly in faith. We cried and we mourned, but now this is war. They took out someone, a dad, husband and son, because of his views and his faith. They thought they had won, no idea what they've done. Now they're lying in the bed that they've made. They took out someone, a dad, husband or son, because of his views and his faith. They thought they had won, no idea what they've done. Now they're lying in the bed that they've made. And they created a martyr that day, like an avalanche rolling downhill, a prize fighter imposing his will. An army is born, like the force of a tsunami wave, rising up, going boldly in faith. We cried and we mourned, but now this is a war. Like an avalanche rolling downhill, a prize fighter imposing his will. He lived without fear, like the force of a tsunami wave, rising up, going boldly in faith. It won't disappear. Now the whole world hears, so let me be clear. Charlie, we got it from here.
All right, folks. Thanks for coming out on this stormy Wednesday night. Stay home, stay safe, watch for trees and limbs and wires and stuff falling down, scanners going off all over the place. Again, thank you all for coming out. If you got out and voted, thank you. We will regroup and we will come up with a good game plan. That way we can change the direction of our state. So, as I say, I salute you, and Shank